right, people. Major League Baseball show. Who's ready to go? Let's get full screen. Let's get popping. Let's get after it. It's your boy, Donnie RightSide, here on our daily powwow. It is a Tuesday, and it's a big day. It's August 19th, and I want to let those good vibes, sort of roll over me right now. Actually, we even got a strike yesterday, which I don't give a damn about. It's like, oh, you can't be playing that music out of here. I'll play music. Any music that I want to on this show to get those vibes absolutely right. And I'll tell you where I'm getting angry at. The way I lost baseball games yesterday, which you saw the thumbnail that I put out today for the show. I ain't happy, to say the least. What's up, Aaron? I ain't happy right now. The way that I've been losing ball games, which we all go through some of these stretches at times, no matter what the handicap is, no matter how easy that game is, no matter how well it plays out, you're sort of getting stoned. Now, today with Joe Ranieri on the early line, I had a whole segment to go over exactly why I was pissed off about that Marlins game. We'll get to Kansas City in a second. But usually, I'm 47 years old. I've been in this business a long time, and yet still there are some times where I can't sleep at night because how upset I am on a wager that I lost. Now, granted, you're not losing a wager where it's like, oh my God, I can't pay the house rent or, eat food the next day. No, it's just the fact of the matter is you put that work and it's like, this is impossible the way that this just happened. I'm just going to bring up and go yesterday. Let's go to the scoreboard, Major League Baseball. We'll slide it back to Monday. I'm going to take you to a game in South Florida, which I really liked. Number one, the Marlins don't have a great lineup. You understand that. But you can't just judge bad lineups on a day-to-day basis and never take them. It's the reason why the Marlins won 59 games out of 6 and lost 66. They've won their fair share. They've also hit the baseball at times. But yesterday, coming into that game, the worst pitcher on the card analytically, to me, was Matthew Liberatore. He did exactly what I thought he would do yesterday. 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, and a team total of 3.5 for the Marlins. So say, okay, let's just get a couple runs early. Maybe you'll steal one late because that bullpen stinks for St. Louis. Well, they end up with 3 runs. They lose 8-3. But let's go over a certain inning in this ball game, which really got to me. And watching it live, sort of dumbfounded of how it played out, but wasn't so frustrated because I figured, hey, you know what? So got the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th inning. We'll be fine. They'll scrape out a run. They didn't. But let's focus on the 6th inning yesterday on what happened in the Marlins game. They're down 3-2 entering into that inning. Ramirez leads off with a double to left field. Ooh, that's nice. Run on second base. Let's see if we can tie this up. Marcy has one of those maybe only Florida Lone Depot Park doubles, which the outfield is so expansive. Basically, it's like a bloop down the left field line. Drops in, Ramirez scores, Marcy ends up on second base with a double. And you're saying, all right, let's see what happens. Hernandez comes up next, hits a rocket to the right side of the field, which somehow Contreras makes a play on and gets the out at first base, but still moves that runner over the third base. So now you have third base, nobody else on, and 1 out. No chance for a double play, none of that. You're ready. Then starts the fun here. Because you might be looking at just the statistical lineup and say to yourself, what actually happened in that game? Why am I reading that it says Meyer single to right? Because we know that sometimes those things get out of whack and you don't put the information in correctly and it shows wrong. It's not what happened. You had a single to right field with a runner on third base that did not score. I've been watching baseball for a long time. I never have seen that in my life. Second base, maybe, yeah. Caught where then the runner tags up and is thrown out? Sure, we've seen that. A runner that did not score on a base hit to right field. And I'm not talking about, oh, well, they had a shift on and technically it was right field, but the second baseman was playing 5 feet back of the infield. No. A base hit to right field where the runner on third base and the coach had a brain fart and he didn't score. So I said, all right, you know what? Should have won it right there. Should have had that 4th run. No big deal. Runners on first and third, 1 out. Put the ball in play, get the run home, base hit, fly ball, whatever it is, that's going to be an easy one. Line drive to the first baseman, double play out of the inning, 3-3. So I was furious when I saw that, but I said, you know what? They'll still be able in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning to continue and maybe get the job done. Weren't able to do it. Multiple runners on, which included in the 9th inning, a runner on second base against a tomato can on the mound and a strikeout to end that game. Yeah, I'm angry, people. That's what we do. That's how we get angry. But we're broadcasting to the streets out here. Chat box, you want to chime in? Did you take a bad beat? Did you have a great pick yesterday? Because I looked at my card and there was a couple ways I could have gone. And again, lining up, like, should I just do an alt parlay yesterday? 3 runs, Marlins and also Kansas City. No, it's like, you know what? Let's just go straight on this. They're both going to win. Worst case scenario, 1-1. Went 0-2. Why? Because the Kansas City Royals went up against a pitcher I really wanted to fade yesterday. Jack Leiter, bad pitcher. 3 1/3 innings, 3 runs, exactly the handicap the way I thought was going to take place. Not a great bullpen for the Rangers. You'll be able to scrape out other runs. The Kansas City Royals yesterday hit 3 home runs before the 6th inning was over. They scored 4 for the game. I don't know how to do it. And even as I sent that tweet out yesterday, because I'm just going to flip up that game too, just to see if we have some of the things to go over from that one. Like, lead off the game, bang, solo home run, Yastrzemski. I'm like, oh, we got this, man. We got this. Another runner on right away. Oh, we got this. This is going to be really easy at this point. Donnie had a $400 parlay, only needing the Dodgers run line. Yeah, my goodness, man. What's up with the Dodgers too yesterday? But this Royals game, let me just get into the box score. Let's go down to the Royals. Where are you at, Royals? Oh, it's not going to show. Oh, here we go. Good. Yeah. 1 of 6 runs. Vince, by the way, this was by the 6th inning. I don't think they even got a runner on base in the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning, which obviously they didn't have the 9th inning. 1 of 6 for runners in scoring position through the first 6 innings of that game, and 8 runners left on base. Yeah, just needed one more. Because actually they did. What inning was that? 7th inning, was it? Or the 6th inning? Let me see what it was. Because there was one series, which again had me almost falling off of my bed as I was trying to go to sleep. Yeah, here we go. Isbell strikes out looking. Then Randall Grichuk, pinch hit for Yastrzemski, forces the walk. So 1 out, 1 man on. Bobby Witt Jr. comes up, strokes a single to left field, first and second base. Vinny Pasquantino has a 3-0 count, takes a strike. I'm like, okay, 3-1. Hits a rocket to the right side and a great play to turn a double play. And we never sniffed the base runner again. Those were the losses yesterday, but I have to tell you, get ready for today's card. Today's card's a good one. And I'm not just saying that because, bounce back. No. Today's a really good card. Like yesterday, if I looked at the games that I circled, right, for possibilities, loved Kansas City, loved Miami, should have won both, lost both. Hilarious as it may sound, crying in my beer. Seattle was on there. Seattle was a terrible play yesterday, but they still won, or the team total won. Ranger Suarez absolutely kicked them in the nuts for the entire game, but the bullpen gave way and they got their team total. Kansas City I had written down, should have hit 4.5, they didn't. Detroit I had written down, 10 runs yesterday at the Tigers. After the day before was my biggest loser of the day because if they just put up a couple runs, I would have had a fantastic Sunday, but I didn't. Oh well. Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim with a legitimate chance yesterday, they didn't perform. And the same thing there with the Cincinnati Reds, who actually got the 4 runs. A lot of those teams did get 3 runs, which would have capitalized on a few alt team total parlays, which we're going to put a couple of those together today. Like, we're not stopping. Like, the handicaps are there to make a lot of money. They're just not falling in place. And sometimes you go through those ebbs and flows. You got to get lucky a couple of times, but sometimes you're not even asking for luck, just normalcy. I didn't have that yesterday. 2 easy winners halfway through the game turned into losses. It happens. It's baseball. It's handicapping. You understand that. You have to still play the percentages of what you like here. Now, we do have afternoon baseball, which I'm trying to just click on this. Do we have? Okay. 2:20 starts. So we have a doubleheader once again, Milwaukee and Chicago. I don't have much interest in those 2 games. Woodruff and Tyone, game number 2. Patrick and Boyd in game number 1. If we look at the pitching card today, top-level pitchers, Christopher Sanchez, Tarik Skubal, Brandon Woodruff, Edward Cabrera, and Jacob Lopez. All of those guys really low xFIP minus numbers over the past 45 days. But we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 pitchers on the card today with at least 10 innings over the past 45 days at an xFIP minus of 100 or higher. And that's key. That's where the fun starts here. So the bottom level, starting at 122 as an xFIP minus, that's Seth Lugo of the Kansas City Royals. Eduardo Rodriguez of the Arizona Diamondbacks, he's at a 124. Walker Buehler of the Boston Red Sox, he's at a 124. Austin Gomber of the Colorado Rockies, he's at a 129. Kai Wei Teng It has a 149. He only has about 10 or 11 innings pitched for San Francisco, but he's way up there as well. Betting Cubby unders continues to cash as Titans fan. Yeah. Cubs stink, man. Cubs went from one of my most fun lineups on a day-to-day basis to one of the worst at this point. But today, written down on my card, because I handicap a lot of this stuff in the morning to get the presents down, get the information I need to translate to you guys while we do the show. But there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 that made the starting card today, which means, okay, I see some things I like. Then you sort of boil it down. There's 2 absolute must bets on this card today that I really like. So this card is going to be extensive tonight. We're putting it in play, and we should be able to cash in. 93 people currently watching live. Hello out there in the chat box. Love the support at this point. By the way, I was talking about the restriction. Like, I played Mob Deep yesterday and said, hey, in certain spots, you got to non-monetize it as if I'm monetizing it anyway. But you got to take it down or make adjustments because you can't have this. Stop the madness. Like, how's Mob Deep going to get after me at this point, right? When I played it more than 10 seconds yesterday at that point. Let's see if they get me for Pop Smoke today. You going to come get me for that? And maybe they just hear, like, the pop smoke of me saying it while it comes on. They're going to come get me, but we'll see if it happens. I don't think it's going to happen again today. I did play, like, over 10 seconds of shook ones. Congratulations. Take it away from me, people, but it is what it is. It's no big deal. Shows will still go on. We're going to still play music. We're still have some fun. Maybe just got to have more of this stuff here where I'm
just angry from last night. Absolutely pissed off that the Royals and the Marlins could not help me out.
Right? Like, if they do it again, like hey, Don, you got kicked in the nuts last night.
Yeah, it didn't feel too good. You never want to get kicked in the nuts.
That's the way I feel, man. The energy. I need the energy and the vibe from the chat box to get us going. Give me some comments out there. Where are you out there on X right now? Where are you right now out there on YouTube? Where are you on Kick? Where are you on Twitch? Feed me. Yeah. Don't mess with us. Stop it. No strikes. No strikes. I'm already angry today. I am exhausted because I had a terrible sleep last night because handicapping does that. What's good, Dave? What's good? Yeah. See that? Yeah.
I don't feel good. I'm not feeling good today. I'm angry.
Like, I want to just, start cursing and everything. Enough. Bull. It is. Cubs can't score. No, they can't, David Greene. No, they can't. Oh. Come out with your hands up, DRS. You got robbed last night. Let's not make this anything harder than it can be. Oh, man. Oh. Man. 1 out of 4 yesterday, Mixter. What happened? Goodness. Man. Punch in the head. You go 0-2 when they get punched in the head over here. Enough. Last Wednesday night, we blitzkrieged it. And then bad beat after bad beat after bad beat. Sunday was ridiculous going 3 for 3 on team totals. Should have been 4-2 or 5-1, worst case scenario. Letting it loose tonight. Because tonight there are opportunities to be had. So we can go over every single spot, right? So I'm going to go to Roto Grinders here and just start it off. We'll just go in like chronological order. I don't like that Milwaukee-Chicago game to start off the day. I just don't like that game. Patrick versus Boyd. Boyd's a pretty good pitcher. Wind's blowing in. Patrick, you can't beat Milwaukee. What does this game end up? What is it, 5-1? I mean, what happens? 5-1 shot? Chad Patrick? Stop it. Forget that handicap. Toronto and Pittsburgh. Max Scherzer's on the mound. Where's Maxie at? 17th on my card today. 109 xFIP minus, 351 ERA, 456 xFIP number. Going up against Mitch Keller. Mitch Keller out here in these streets. 19th on my card, a 110 xFIP minus. So neither one of these guys project all that well. Mitch Keller now pitching for the Pirates at home. What is his home statistics on the season? 389 ERA, not bad, 405 xFIP minus. 85 degrees, wind blowing in today in Pittsburgh. Let's look at that hard contact rate. Where's that at? Hard contact for our guy, Mitchy Boy. Ooh, let's see. Scherzer's up there with not a lot of hard contact. That's surprising. Is it Merrill Kelly? That's it? No, Mitch Keller. Mitch Keller and Merrill, the same guy. Mitch Keller, Merrill Kelly, knock it off. Mitch Keller's actually 22nd on the card with a hard contact rate of 44% and a barrel rate of 8.2%. Don't love the game, but I can see if somebody's just looking for a bounce back effort for the Toronto Blue Jays because they don't have any Paul Skeens on the mound today. It's cloudy and rainy by me in Chicago. Oh, how about that? Still today? Can they get that in the door? Can they get it in the door? St. Louis and Miami, another game we'll take a look at here. Looking at the statistics here on the periphery for Michael McGreevy. Not a big strikeout guy, doesn't walk guys. ISO power number against infinitesimal over the past month, really small. Weighted on base percentage, fantastic ground ball pitcher. And look at the Marlins. Let's see what they got here. Oh, actually, you know what? I had the wrong stats up here. I apologize. Let me just go back to that Toronto-Pittsburgh game. Max Scherzer, ISOs are high. Ground ball rate, terrible. Mitch Keller does get some pop there on that side. So Mitch Keller's right. Actually, lefties last month, 378. Weighted on base percentage, righties, 461. Springer, Barger, Bichette, Varsho, Kirk, Lukes. Now, here's the problem. You see, we just went over some names in there. Springer, Barger, Bichette, Varsho, Kirk, Lukes, Clement, Jimenez in France. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. doing the splits yesterday, not feeling good. Hammy, groin, whatever it might be. Ouch. Ouch. But that is interesting now when you see it's different. The K rate, not too bad. Hard hit contact rate could be better for Toronto against right-handed pitching. What's Pittsburgh's numbers here? But they don't look too bad. I don't know about that game. I didn't have that written down either side for Pittsburgh or Toronto, so we're not going to make any do in that game. St. Louis, let's get to this one. Michael McGreevy struggles against left-handed batters. Xavier Edwards, Jacob Marcy, Liam Hicks, Troy Johnston. They had some automatic outs in that lineup last night. It still upsets me. And there's no way I would be like, hey, you know what? We're just not going to take him today, Donnie, because you're really disappointed. It's not the way we get down. If we do look at Michael McGreevy, he's 16th on the card with a 107 xFIP minus, a 455 ERA, and a 440 xFIP number. His numbers check out just by the eyeball test. And also, if we take a look at the hard contact rate through, let me see if I can pick this up here, through StatCast. Why isn't this popping up through StatCast? Oh, okay, we switched it up. I see what we did here. Okay. McGreevy's not bad. 29 and 2/3 innings pitched here over the past 45 days. Hard hit contact rate, 32%. It's third best on the card today. That's something to keep an eye on. It's not a great lineup for the Marlins. I love the situation yesterday for the Marlins, though. It couldn't have been better for them to succeed, and they stunk. I thought they would actually win the game. Had the 2-0 lead, down 3-2, tied up 3-3, and then all hell broke loose, and they stunk. But McGreevy's 16th on the card in xFIP minus. And who is pitching for the Marlins today? That's Edward Cabrera. He actually has some pretty good numbers. He's fourth on the card with a 76 xFIP minus, 276 ERA last 45 days, and a 310 xFIP number. His home numbers, 286 ERA, 356 xFIP number. That's very good. Where's his hard contact numbers for Cabrera? Cabrera, hard contact. He does allow hard contact, though. 45% of the at-bats, or 45% of the contact is hard contact. But he's got a very good ERA, so it's interesting there. Don't love it. Don't love the lineup here for the St. Louis Cardinals either. Yeah, we'll see if those Cubbies games get in today, but I'm not in love with them. I mean, if you're just into blindly betting Milwaukee, yeah, go out there and do it. That's fine. I'm not going to make too big of a difference. Houston and Detroit. Detroit really broke out the bats. And by the way, did you know that the Houston Astros got beat by double digits 2 nights in a row and haven't scored a single run? That's bad. Hunter Brown's on the mound, really good pitcher. Tarik Skubal's on the mound, really good pitcher. Are you going contrarian today? Is that all you're going to do? Skubal's a minus 156 favorite at FanDuel. Totals at 7, up from 6.5 overnight. Not a huge number there. By the way, the Marlins are favored again over the St. Louis Cardinals after that atrocious effort that they had yesterday. Atrocious. But there are some good hitters in this game for Detroit and Houston. Just going to pass on it. Let's start to get down to the business here. David Greene says he likes plus 1.5 on the Brew Crew. Okay. Game 1 or game 2, David? Which one? Or both of them? Well, actually, it can't be both of them. They're getting in the first game. So, yes, probably that first game with Patrick. What is the temperatures there today in Chicago? 77 degrees, not bad, but there is a wind blowing in. By the way, what's up, Wrigley? Where's the 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing out the center field that we know and love growing up in my childhood here? Where have those been? Too far and too few between. All right, let's take a look at David Peterson on the mound. For his last 45 days, where is he coming in? He's probably showing up pretty well. 10th on my card, 93 xFIP minus, 329 ERA, 381 xFIP number. Very good. And he is pitching on the road. So let's go to his road statistics over the past, or excuse me, for the year, I should say. And it's Peterson. Where are you at here? 377 ERA on the road, 382 xFIP minus on the road. Not bad. Not bad for him. We'll stay away. But then if we take a look there at the New York Mets in this lineup today. Lindor, positive. Soto, positive. Nimmo, positive. Alonso, positive. McNeil and Beatty, not so good. Vientos, a little bit of power. Cedric Mullins, positive. And then Louis Torrens in that 9-hole. Jake Irvin is not a good pitcher. Let's take a look at some Jake Irvin numbers here. 23rd on the card overall out of 28. A 119 xFIP minus, which is bad. 6.15 ERA, you know that. A 4.90 xFIP number. So he starts to fit that card. Now let's take a look at home starts for Jake Irvin. 73-degree temperatures, wind is blowing in about 6-7 miles an hour from right field. Not perfect weather, but not cold weather. Home starts for Jake Irvin this year. 61 and a third innings pitched, a 4.70 ERA, and a 4.81 xFIP minus. Not very good. So let's go and take a look at that StatCast hard hit rate for the last 45 days for Jake Irvin. 25th out of 28th. 46%, 7.7% barrel, which isn't awful, not great, but the hard hit rate is up there. High ERA, hard hit rate, New York Mets probably going to do some damage tonight. Seattle and Philadelphia. Bryce Miller coming back to the majors. Hasn't pitched a while in Major League Baseball. Didn't have that great of rehab starts, coming up thrust into the occasion against the Philadelphia Phillies team that every single starter in the lineup yesterday had at least 2 hits. Multiple home runs out there for Bryce Harper. Balls were getting crushed. And by the way, was it Logan Gilbert yesterday? Smashed, man. Phillies smashed him. 73-degree temperatures at the bank tonight. 7 mile an hour wind blowing out to left field. So a decent hitting night. Sometimes you look at that and say, well, what do I get out of Bryce Miller? I don't know. And that's the question. Because basically, he didn't have a good start to the season. He didn't have great rehab starts. He's thrust into Philadelphia, which is a great hitter's ballpark against a really, really good team. Turner, Schwarber, Harper, Marsh, Stott. Best batters in that lineup today. I do think there's a chance that the Phillies hit, but I don't really have enough statistics on Bryce Miller. But yeah, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Christopher Sanchez on the other side, you don't really want to tangle with him. He's up to about minus 206, by the way, at DraftKings as a favorite for the Philadelphia Phillies. And if you look at Sanchez's numbers here, number 1 on my card today, a 64 xFIP minus, a 189 ERA, and a 260 xFIP number over his past 45 days. That's impressive, man. Phillies should win again. Got a great start out of Ranger Suarez yesterday. Stuff got crazy, towards the end of that game with the bullpen. But having said that, the Phillies probably should win this game tonight. You're expecting, that to be your new ace. Well, he's got to stand up yesterday. Just like we saw Ranger Suarez do. But look at the numbers. 139 batters faced over the past month for Sanchez, 25% K rate, walk rate 3%, ISO 096, weighted on base percentage 253, and a ground ball pitcher. And that lineup doesn't check all that well against left-handed pitching for the Seattle Mariners. Love the lineup. Looks great on paper, technically with names, but they haven't performed over the past month all that well against lefties, particularly an elite lefty like Christopher Sanchez is. David Greene says Milwaukee 73 and 51 run line, best in Major League Baseball. Yeah, they are. Aaron Schoen says the Brew Crew did not win when Chad Patrick starts. Was he the only guy that hasn't got wins? It seems like everybody pitching, you just automatically get a win if you're if you're getting backed up by the Brew Crew right now. That's a 2:20 start, that first game, so coming up in 2 hours. No action for me in that one. Boston and Baltimore. Tomoyuki Sugano, not a very good pitcher. On the card, 21st. What's his K rate? 7.17, not so hot. 114 xFIP minus, elevated. ERA 4.30, slightly elevated. 4.77 xFIP, really elevated. Roman Anthony, Alex Bregman, Jarren Duran, Trevor Story, Connor Wong, all positives. Middle of that lineup gives me a little bit of agita, though. Yoshida, not great. Romy Gonzalez, not great. Nathaniel Lowe, not great. Cedane Rafaela, not great. But if you look at Sugano, who, again, is a pitcher for Baltimore, and they are on the road in Boston, let's take a look at those road numbers for our guy Sugano. Not great. 434 ERA, 466 xFIP number. Those are elevated. Let's take a look at some hard contact rates, which I think we found this out just a few moments ago. Is he up top? Is he pitching well or is he bad? No, he's down the bottom. 12, almost a 13% barrel rate and 53 hard hits on the season, 45% hard hit rate. So I do have Boston written down possibly here for us today. 66-degree temperatures, wind blowing in from right field. Not terrible, but could be able to get some runs. Walker Buehler on the mound for the other side, excuse me. 26 out of 28 on my card today. 124 xFIP minus. 369 ERA, which means he's actually getting a little bit luckier than you would like, and a 516 xFIP number. His K rate is extremely low. It's a 4.38. It's Walker Buehler. Dude used to mow people down for the Dodgers. It's amazing what injuries can certainly do to you. But let's take a look at Walker Buehler's splits at home. What's he been doing at home? 435 ERA, 440 xFIP number, so it is a little bit raised. I like that lineup there for the Baltimore Orioles. And if we look at some other metrics here, let's go to some StatCast numbers. And that is Walker Buehler. And 9% barrel rate, a little bit elevated. 42% hard hit contact rate. 18th on the card at a 26. That's a guy that you might have to circle as well to take a look at that final lineup for Baltimore tonight. Yeah. Chicago White Sox, Atlanta Braves. You saw some runs last night. You might get some runs tonight, people. Shane Smith is going to be on the mound, and he's going to take on Bryce Elder. If we look at the odds, where are you two at? Where are you hiding me right now? 7:15 start, minus 168, minus 165, minus 170 out there. 8.5 as a total. Elder does have decent numbers per se, but let's go back to his last 45 days again. Let's get some analytical numbers on here, our guy Bryce. 111 xFIP minus, slightly elevated. 6 ERA, horrendous. 455 xFIP number, not so good. Hasn't struggled all that much with power numbers over the past month, but on the season, he has struggled a bit. 199 ISO, weighted on base percentage, 363. You look at that White Sox lineup. Talkman positive, Vargas positive, Quero positive, Sosa positive. Luis Robert positive, Josh Rojas positive, Mydroth positive, and also Brooks Baldwin positive. They did damage last night. Can they do the same? Like, you had Strider on the mound. The xFIP loves Strider because he usually strikes you out. He got bombed yesterday. Let's take a look at Elder's home starts. How's he done down in the Big A? It doesn't look like too bad if I keep sliding up here. Am I just missing his name here? Bryce, where you at? Scroll. I still can't find him. Let's just look for Atlanta pitchers. How about that? ATL. He's not even coming up. What's the deal? Oh, he's not that bad, is he? He's not that bad. Wow, he's 31st. I had 30 on my card over here. He's 31. Yo, buddy boy. 48 innings pitched at home this year. A 6.66 ERA. You like that? And an xFIP here of 5.43. I didn't see that. Wow. Okay. Let's do some numbers here on this guy now. I'm going to have to march them through. We got, let's just see, that's road starts. Let's go to his hard contact rate here. He's 20th on the card, 43%, so he's down there. Barrel rate is pretty manageable at 6%, but I got to tell you, White Sox actually line up tonight too. Pencil him in, baby. Pencil him in. Atlanta Braves going up against Shane Smith. Shane Smith's last 40 days, he's 11th on the card at a 99 xFIP minus. His ERA is really high, though. xFIP is a 4.16. That ERA is 5.8. He's a good strikeout guy, so that's why he keeps him around. Walks a little bit too many batters. Not so much a fly ball guy. It looks like the lefties, but righties will give up some fly balls, but he's not really a fly ball pitcher. Profar, Olsen, Acuna, Baldwin, Ozuna, and Michael Harris in that lineup. What's up, Timmy Thomas, Remy Boys? Absolutely, man. 5 consecutive losses in his last 5 starts. Who's that? Who's taking 5 straight L's? A couple of these dudes that we're talking about? Is that Bryce? Who's the 5 straight L's? That guy stinks. But I just want to check, too. So he's struggling at home. Bryce in the last 45 days is a 6 ERA. He's struggling at home on the season. That number's not too bad on the relay rate, but that's a good-looking lineup. Let me see Shane Smith here. Let's go, Mr. Smith. Shane Smith pops up 11th on the card I just did that, 5.81 ERA. What about his road starts, though? Because that's the factor. We don't care about what he does in Chicago. On the season, Shane Smith. Oh, we still got 31 on this, too. Hold on. Oh, that's my guy Gomber down there. We'll get to Austin Gomber in a minute. Shane Smith road starts, 4.19 ERA, 4.38 xFIP number. I'm telling you, Atlanta, maybe. Let me just slide that over because that's something. I'm telling you, there's a lot of games tonight. There's a lot of good stuff. Yeah, Michael Harris has been white hot too, Titan. I agree with that. He has been hot. But that game has some good possibilities. New York and Tampa. Did I write down New York? I didn't, because here's the reason why. And I could because it's a small ballpark. We love it. They're used to playing at Steinbrenner Field. It's basically their home away from home, spring training facility. If we go Carlos Rodon on the roster, where does he line up, Carlos? He's 15th on the card at a 28. 107 xFIP minus 405 ERA. I don't like that lineup. Like if you're just looking for individual players to hit a home run, Yandy Diaz, Junior Caminero, and Everson Pereira, they make a little bit of sense. Pereira, by the way, only 4 at-bats against lefties, so you really got to take that with a grain of salt. But that Yankees lineup, though, Rice, Judge, Bellinger, Stanton, Chisholm, McMahon, and Volpe, very nice numbers. There are some Ks in there, like Stanton, Chisholm, and Goldschmidt do K, but the rest of the lineup is decent. Aaron Judge Ks a little bit as well. But Shane Baz really struggles with left-handed batters. And if you look at Shane Baz, his numbers he's 6th on the card in xFIP today. Like, damn, that's really good. Because he has a high K rate. And we're not really giving up too many fly balls. 283 batting average against him over the last 45 days. That's high. But he's got an 81 xFIP and a 6.09 ERA. Like, it doesn't match up, right? xFIP 81, xFIP is 340. xFIP minus is 81, but then the ERA at 6 is sort of an outlier. I can't fault you guys if you're looking at some options, though, to be honest, for the New York Yankees today. That could make some sense. It really could make some sense. Not in love with that game, but Baz, how's he been at home this year in that tiny ballpark? 17th on the card at a 31, 6.54 ERA, but a lower xFIP number. Something to certainly keep an eye on. Carlos Rodon, not really looking to fade him all that much. The Athletics and the Twins, Jacob Lopez is on the mound, and he comes in. I think he has some decent statistics. Yeah, he's 5th, by the way. 77 xFIP minus 258 ERA, 326 xFIP number. We're not going anywhere near the Twins, specifically with a lefty. Right-handed bat pitchers tend to get some damage done against the Twins, or the Twins will do some damage against them. Joe Ryan's on the mound, very good pitcher. 86 xFIP minus 245 ERA. Joe Ryan at home on the season. What's he doing, Joe? 8th on the card, a 3 ERA, and a 344 xFIP number. Lineup looks good for the A's, but that's a good pitcher in Joe Ryan, no question. All right, next up on the docket, Tennessee and Kansas City. Site of the crime here. I got to tell you, role reversal today. Merrill Kelly's on the mound for the Texas Rangers. And Merrill Kelly comes in here at 109 xFIP minus and a 309 ERA, but a 468 or a 452, xFIP number, which is still high. That lineup looks great for Kansas City. Again, it does. Yastrzemski, Witt, Pasquantino, Garcia, Salvador Perez, who sat out yesterday. He should be back in the lineup. He's got great statistics against righties. Jonathan India, John Rave, and Kyle Isbell. Lefties have done the damage against Merrill Kelly recently. Yastrzemski, Pasquantino, Frazier, Rave, Isbell. It's a good-looking lineup on Kansas City. It is. But I'm more focused on the other team, to be honest. 4-3 game yesterday. Both of these teams should have scored more runs. They didn't. Seth Lugo's on the mound. Veteran guy, decent start to the season, train wreck over the past 30 days. 117 batters he's faced, guys. His K rate's 14%. That's atrocious. His walk rate's 14%. That is atrocious. His ISO against is a 242. That's atrocious. His weighted on base percentage is a 410 against. That is atrocious. Now, he's a ground ball pitcher. It's 88 degrees, so again, hot temperatures in Kansas City, but a wind is blowing in today. If we look at the statistics over the last 45 days for Lugo with some analytics, he's 24th on the card at a 28. Terrible. 122 xFIP minus, almost a 6 ERA and a 5.09 xFIP number. He should get damaged tonight. Smith, Langford, Seager, Tellez, Carter, Simeon, Peterson, Jung, all those guys. Good ISO power numbers, decent weighted on base percentages. That looks like a pretty good spot to get down on. Both of those teams actually look good. One looks a little bit better, and that's Texas. Chicago and Milwaukee, game number 2. We'll leave that one alone. All right, you ready for some more fun right now? How about the Colorado Rockies taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers? It's Gomber versus Emmett Sheehan. Brutal pitching matchup on both sides here. If we're looking at just the plays for the last 45 days, Emmett Sheehan comes in 14th on the card at a 105 xFIP minus and a 4.06 ERA. Completely different scenario when you're going to Colorado. 84, 85 degree temperatures, wind blowing out to left field. Gomber on the other side is atrocious. 129 xFIP minus, 6.98 ERA, 5.32 xFIP. So now we go to home starts, and we'll start here with Austin Gomber. Brutal. 7.11 ERA, 5.37 xFIP number. Now, yes, your statistics are usually bad in Colorado because that's a tough place to play. ERA, xFIP, high. Ohtani looks decent. Freeman looks decent. Teoscar Hernandez looks decent. But I got to tell you, the rest of that lineup not really building up right now for me. It's not. Colorado going up against Emmett Sheehan. Emmett Sheehan on the season, where are you at, Emmett? About midway, 105 xFIP minus, 406 ERA, 433 xFIP number. Emmett Sheehan on the road, and sometimes it's hard to do it because it's not really that, it's, hey, you're road in San Diego, you're on the road in Arizona, the road in Philadelphia. A little bit different being on the road in Colorado. But if we look at his road numbers for Emmett, let's see where he comes in at. Oh, he's down there a little bit too. Emmett Sheehan's road numbers, a 4 ERA and a 469 xFIP number. I'm telling you right now. Like the Dodgers just by default, but also when you look at Colorado, Moniak, Goodwin, Beck, Tovar, Bernabel, Karros, Doyle, Ritter, good numbers. Like Ritter's only got 9 at-bats, has good numbers. The rest of those guys, 50, 25, 61, 68, 79, 65, all that good stuff. Dodgers' first 5 team total over, but can I trust them is the question. If you can't trust them tonight against Austin Gomber, I don't know what to tell you, to be honest. What's up, Guan White? How's it going out there, man? Guan's got you got the boy ready for school? You ready for school down there? You know he is. Guan's teaching his kids right down there. Tennessee. Tennessee. Good one there. Cincinnati and Los Angeles. Let me see if I had anything written down. Didn't have anything written down right here. Hunter Greene's on the mound, so I'm not going after L.A. bats. No doubt about that. Kyle Hendrickson is on the mound. He's a tough one. He really is. Last 45 days, 22nd out of 28 on the card today. 116 xFIP minus, high ERA, high xFIP number. Home starts for Kyle Hendricks, 438 ERA, 484 xFIP number. I'm having a hard time writing their name down, though. I am. Friedel, Lux, Ellie De La Cruz, Noel V. Marte, Steer Stevenson. Decent numbers here, but something's holding me back, and I don't know why. It's not perfect. Let me see about the barrel rate here, too. What's he been giving up? Where are we at? Is that Hendricks? Hendricks barrel rate. Where are you at? 10th on the card. Not too bad. 38%. Just 79-degree temperatures, too, wind blowing out. Like, I don't know why I'm not jumping on Cincinnati because I do feel like they can hit tonight. Didn't hit last night. Maybe they do tonight. Cleveland and Arizona. Bybee and Rodriguez. Perdomo, Marte, Carroll, Gurriel. The usual suspects in that lineup for Arizona do look good. Bybee's a decent pitcher. Bybee's last 45 days, where's he at? Where you at, Tanner? 17th on the card for contact. 17th on the card for hard hit rate. Where's Bybee anywhere else, though? Come on, Tanner. Where you got? 13th on the card at a 105 xFIP minus. Bybee on the road. How's he been doing there? Not so great. 5.59 ERA, which is terrible. A 4.39 xFIP number. Anybody out there, by the way, digging the Guardians tonight? I'm going to tell you, Eduardo Rodriguez, not a shutdown guy. Eduardo Rodriguez on the season has struggled with the lefties, which is always funny to me as a left-handed pitcher, but also has struggled with righties. Not a lot of power against him in the last 30 days, but the weighted on base percentage is elevated. If we look at Eduardo Rodriguez's last 45 days without a home and away split, he's 25th on the card at a 28. Stinks. 124 xFIP, 592 ERA. Now let's go to his home starts here on the season for Mr. Eduardo Rodriguez. He's 29th. And that's sometimes you just have to circle things and say you're usually a better pitcher at home than you are on the road because that's what you're used to doing. Total seems a tad low in the desert. It does. Because sometimes you can just look at that Cleveland and say, oh, it's going to go dormant. I don't think so tonight. I don't. Martinez, Fry, Arias, Kefus, like they're not big names in the lineup. Like Jose Ramirez has been terrible the last month. Same with Stephen Kwan against left-handed pitching. Carlos Santana, no power at all. But Eduardo Rodriguez is really bad. It's almost like reminds me of the handicap yesterday on the Marlins. Like, hey, go against that bad pitcher. For a professional lineup, they'll be able to scrape a couple runs across, and they did, just not enough for my 4. But Eduardo Rodriguez is showing up as just a really bad pitcher on the card today. And if we look at his power numbers against, he's not too bad. Barrel rate's 10%, which is a little bit elevated, 34% hard contact rate. But that ERA, again, over the past month and a half, a 5.92. That'll get you in trouble, man. He does things that'll get him certainly in trouble. But I do think Cleveland is probably a viable option today. I do. Don't love the lineup. It's not a big K lineup. But Eduardo Rodriguez is a mess. By the way, what has he done in his last couple starts here? Let's go to Eduardo's. Rodriguez. Okay, see what we got here. By the way, look at that, 41 minutes on the air. Just keep rolling. They keep rolling in Major League Baseball. Got to get to the information. You got to get to the information. People need it. Last start at Colorado. Go figure, right? Eduardo Rodriguez was sensational. 7 innings, pitched 1 earned. Hammered the game before against Colorado in Arizona. 5 1/3, 5 innings, or 5 1/3, 5 runs. Before that, 5 innings, 2 earned. Before that, at Detroit, 6 innings, 5 earned runs. Very good start against Houston. Lumped up at San Diego. Kansas City damn near killed him at home. Got the job done quick. Last game to look at tonight, San Francisco and San Diego. San Diego's interesting to me. Kai Tang doesn't have a lot of innings under his belt this year. He's only faced 48 batters, and it's been bad. Lineup looks pretty good for the San Diego Padres, but I'm trying to, it's funny because last night I was like, hey, put Atlanta down. Because my initial thing I was going to fire out was that Atlanta team total over 2.5, Royals 2.5, and the Marlins 2.5. Like, just stick with the best of the best. And it looked like Atlanta was going to be a terrible play yesterday, but their bats came alive late. Sort of got that same feeling today on the San Diego Padres. 4-3 loss yesterday. Got a home run robbed from early in that game, which I don't know how that was overturned, but it was. I do think they hit tonight. So if I'm, again, looking at my card, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 possibilities. I've advanced a few teams all the way through. There's going to be a lot of action on the card tonight. A lot of action. And I'm looking forward to that. Because tonight should be cathartic unless I'm rolling around in my bed again, wondering how I lost a damn wager. That ain't happening today. It's just not. It's just not. So out here, having some fun, knocking down stuff, playing it out. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see if we can get after it. So 45 minutes with the boys. Chat box once again came up. Go Tribe. Love them tonight. Thank you, David Greene. I think it's worthwhile as well. Shout out Guan. Shout out everybody who had comments in the chat box. It keeps us going, keeps us having fun. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. Hit the retweet button. All comments. I don't even care if they're negative. Just comment in there. Donnie, it's terrible. Your hair looks bad today. Donnie, that shirt's stupid. Donnie, you're stupid. Donnie, who cares about bad beats? Yeah, you know what I mean? We get it. That's what the territory we have. Let's get down to the action. Let's have some fun. Let's cash some tickets. And you know what, guys? I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same bat channel at noon. Be good, boys.